Let me ask you something right out of the gate. Has there ever been a season in your life or a period that you just couldn't get where you wanted to go on your own? You had this goal, you had something you wanted to achieve, maybe this destination that you wanted to get to, and life just happened, right? You weren't able to get there on your own, and you needed something to change. You know, I think about this often as I'm coaching people, going through my own journey, 3 kids, all of this. And I look at this concept that's really become clear to me that I've experienced in my own, you probably have as well. And it's called borrowed belief. Borrowed belief, meaning you had someone come along. It wasn't a thing. It was a person that came along and helped you create this breakthrough in your own life. And so as you think back on that, I want you to think about not just the situation, think about the person. Think about that person that helped you, pulled you up out of whatever you were going through. Maybe you thought you'd never get out of. Maybe it was something that was holding you back for years. You just couldn't get out of your own way. You know, my own experience in life and journey and things, sometimes we just can't see past whatever it is we're going through in that season. And so we just don't have the perspective. We can't see far enough ahead to realize that this won't last forever. And this concept of borrowed belief has really become real to me because I think about those people in my life that they've been further down the road. They've been through those challenges I've been through. They've been through things that they just have experience. And so in a way, when you talk to them, they just have this belief. They have this, when you talk to them, they just have this extra confidence that we haven't yet built yet in that situation, in that season. And so I want you to look at this today, and we're going to break down this concept of borrowed belief because I believe it's something powerful today that wherever you are, you can use to help yourself create that next breakthrough. Choose who you surround with. Be more aware of the people that you're allowing to impact and influence you. And also the other side of that is who needs to borrow some of your belief. You know, I love this quote that Roy Vaden shares often is you're most qualified to serve the person you once were. And I think about that as, man, you're most powerfully positioned to serve this person that you once were because you've been through that season. You've overcame financial distress. You've had investments that didn't go your way. You've overcome things in your health journey and lost weight, lost body fat, done all those things. Maybe you've stopped with alcohol or some type of substance. And so you have this unique experience. Maybe you've been through things in relationships that other people just haven't yet. You know, in the mortgage business, quite often, it's lately these conversations I'm really loving and leaning into, which is younger leaders, and it's their first time to move out of just their own personal production and their own team and realize they have more to offer. They have this desire to coach and to train and to build out a team and to scale this. And that's something I've done for years. And I remember when I first stepped into it, didn't know what I was doing. And I had people that helped me and came along with me and mentors along the way, even back to my early days, my first company with Wells Fargo for 13 years. I can name the people that were there from being a loan officer from day one all the way through as I got promoted into different roles. People along the way poured into me. Whether it was the first time I got to open a P&L and understand financials, whether it was strategic planning and understanding those concepts, whether it was hiring a coach and a mentor that was teaching me how to attract top talent and retain people onto your team. All of those things come full circle. This is where borrowed belief comes in. So I want you to think about this today is, when's the last time that you borrowed belief from someone? You were in a situation that, I mean, look, let's be real. You couldn't get out of it on your own because if you could have, you would have already done it. And I know that to be true because I can look back in my own life and go, man, if I understood the combination, if I understood this move versus that move, I would have done it. You know, I saw this great post by a friend of mine that is fantastic on the wealth building side, Rob Luna. And he was sharing this very simple investment of $250,000 10 years ago. If you invested it in this Vanguard fund, would be over $2 million today, right? And so I look at that and go, man, if I could go back in time and put that money into that investment and I knew that return would be there, borrowed belief from Rob and people like that are experts in their field. Now it's, hey, I believe that. Hey, when investment opportunities come up, now I'm borrowing belief from those people going, okay, I believe what they're saying. I believe it to be true because of their credibility, the trust, and the things that they've displayed there in their track record. And I also believe it's possible for me. And this is the step I'm going to tell you that most people miss is you might still be looking outside. Whether it's weight loss, whether it's career goals, income goals, investment opportunities, relationships, whatever it might be. You know, I say, that's great, Brian. Like, I believe it for other people, but do you believe it for yourself? And the shift that happened for me that I want to invite you to consider today was the more I got around people that had accomplished things that I wanted to accomplish, and the more I got curious and asked them questions, and not surface level, but get real about it. Like, get into the details and the messy part of it and ask the tough questions. Let them know what you're struggling with, what your past is, because many of us just bring in the past trauma, the past decisions, the past failures, the setbacks and the things. And those limiting beliefs now are holding us back from the future version of ourselves. And so while we can borrow that belief, there needs to be a transformation and a point in which we go, now I believe this is true and this is possible for me. So in our lives, I look at this: faith, family, fitness, finances, these key areas. Pick something in your life today. What's a belief that you need to let go of? A belief that's held you back, that either it wasn't for you, it's not possible, maybe it's never happened in your family or your friends or your circle. Maybe it's the belief that, yeah, like that can happen for other people. And maybe I could get to this point in my career, but I can't get to that next level. Like that's too far away. It's too difficult. You know, I see all these people on social media, they make it look so easy and they're talking about all these things with AI, and maybe I just missed my opportunity. Brian, like that opportunity passed me by 5, 10 years ago. Maybe it's the conversation you're having with yourself that I've had where it's, man, I've just made too many mistakes in that area. I've just messed up too many times that how could God use me in that area going forward? So these are all self-talk limiting beliefs that are holding us back. And so the first person you really need to convince is yourself. Why not you? Allow yourself to dream bigger. Allow yourself to get into rooms with people that dream bigger, do bigger things, and watch how your perspective just shifts. And the more you're around people like that, and there's actual substance behind what they're saying, you're going to start to see this borrowed belief concept really can help you move forward, and take it one day at a time. One day, you borrow the belief, you start to do the work. And over time, what you'll start to see is you put the reps in, you put the consistency, you're doing the things, you start to see a little glimmer of success. You start to see a little win that's happening. And I know with our team, as I made the move just a little over a year ago to cross country, started with 0 teams, 0 people on my team. And I've shared this story often lately is, man, after a year, my perspective looking back has shifted quite a bit. My ability to dream and what's possible, and now thinking significantly bigger about what's possible in the future, has grown. And so my perspective had to shift. I got around people that have been doing what I want to do. They're 2 years, 3 years, 5 years ahead of me. I remember having a conversation with one of our leaders here, and he said, man, I'm just a few years ahead of you, but the pace you're going, you're going to catch up to me so fast. I don't know when it's going to be, but you're doing the right things. And that for all of us is back to a concept I've shared quite often from Andy Frisella, is aggressive patience. Aggressive patience. Doing the things you know you need to do when you don't feel like it. Daily. Stacking the wins. And as you borrow this belief from people that have been down the road, they've done things that are there, they see things in you and your potential that you may not even see yet. This is where I believe we can tap into a power and a belief that's going to allow us to succeed much faster. And it's not fake. It's not fake it till you make it. It's none of those things. It's truly having people in your life that see your potential, have been down the road further. And so you have proof. You have proof over any promise that's out there that it is possible, and it is possible for you. So I don't know if you've ever experienced this with borrowed belief. If there's a mentor, a coach, somebody in your life, as I frame this up, you're thinking about them. And I would encourage you today, if you thought of someone today as I'm sharing this and you go, hey, yeah, Brian, I had this coach, I had this person in my life. Maybe it was a parent or a relative or a leader that's come alongside you. And they've just said, hey, I see something in you. I believe that's possible for you. I know the season's hard. I know the season, you feel like there's no way I get from here to there. Maybe not in the timeline or ever. But I'm here to share with you, I've been through those seasons. I've been through them. Even in 07 and 08, when we had our first 2 kids, to come out of that on the other side and the lessons that I've learned, every setback, every lesson, everything that we've learned has prepared us for the moment that's ahead of us. So I want you to hear that today and take that in, that everything that has happened to you, happened for you, and has prepared you for this next season. When you shift your perspective and you have a belief in life that everything's happened for you, it's all been preparing you, and you start to dream big, you put yourself in rooms and around people that you can borrow belief from, you're now going to be incredibly dangerous in the market, incredibly dangerous in what you're able to accomplish. And watch how your impact grows because you were willing to take on the challenge. You're a competitor. I believe in you. It's why you listen to the show. It's why we share these solo episodes, is I want to give you lessons and things that I'm learning along the way, real time, and things that I'm having conversations in. Because I believe the more we have these, the more we can help other people move forward. So if you've enjoyed today's conversation, make sure you like, subscribe if you're not already. Leave us a review. That helps us get to more people. And share the episode with other people. We're still growing the podcast over 200 episodes later. This has been really a project for me that's grown and stretched me over the years. And I enjoy it because it's an opportunity to sharpen my saw, but also to make an impact to people that sometimes you just never know who that's going to be. So make sure you share this out there. Leave us a review. We'll catch you on the next episode. See ya.